All right, listen up. What you're about to hear is a debriefing. It's going to completely change how you see one of the most common places in your life. We're about to deconstruct the invisible war being waged on your mind and your wallet every single time you walk through those automatic doors. You know how this goes. You pop into the supermarket just for milk and eggs, a quick 5-minute in and out mission. But then, 45 minutes later, you're at the checkout. Your cart is half full. The bill is $85. And as you walk to your car, you look at the bags of stuff you never intended to buy, and you think to yourself, what the hell just happened? And right then, you probably blame yourself, right? You think, ugh, I have no self-control, or I'm just bad with money. I'm here to tell you to stop. That's what they want you to think. The truth is, it wasn't your fault. You didn't just lose control. You were the target of a perfectly executed psychological ambush. So, welcome to the combat zone, and you need to forget everything you think you know. A supermarket isn't a store. It's a behavioral lab. Every single detail, from the lighting down to the tiles on the floor, is engineered for one mission and one mission only: to shut down the logical part of your brain and extract as much money as possible before you can escape. Their opening salvo, their first strike against your mind, is a tactic called the Gruen Effect. It's that exact moment you walk in and your brain just kind of short circuits. You go from a focused shopper with a plan to a dazed wanderer, drifting through the aisles, guided by pure impulse. And they are absolute masters at triggering it. So how do they do it? Look at the environment. It's a disorientation chamber. No windows, no clocks, just like a casino, right? They want you to lose all track of time. Then, bam, they hit you with the smell of fresh bread from a bakery right at the entrance. That smell triggers a happy, nostalgic feeling, and it makes you hungry and lowers your defenses. They play slow, calming music, usually under 60 beats per minute, to subconsciously make you walk slower. Heck, they even use smaller floor tiles in the expensive aisles so your cart rattles and makes more noise if you try to speed through, forcing you to slow down. They're literally controlling your body to control your mind. And what about their primary weapon? It's the shopping cart. You might not have noticed, but carts today are up to 40% larger than they were just 20 years ago. And trust me, that is not for your convenience. It's a brutal psychological trick. See, our brains just hate empty spaces. A few items in a giant cart looks pathetic, and your subconscious starts screaming, that's not enough, you need more. It creates a false urgency that makes you want to fill it up. Okay, so you've been disoriented. You're now armed with an oversized weapon that's working against you. Now you enter the aisles. This is the main battlefield, and this is where they've laid out all the specific traps designed to exploit how your brain works. Have you ever wondered why the basics, milk, eggs, butter, are always in the farthest back corner of the store? It's not an accident. It's a textbook military tactic called the rear guard trap. They force you to march through the entire store, past thousands of tempting, high-impulse products, just to get the one thing you actually came for. And make no mistake, the shelves themselves are a weaponized hierarchy designed to exploit one simple human trait: we're lazy. The most expensive brands, the ones with the biggest profit margins for the store, are always placed right at eye level. They call it the maximum impact zone. It's prime real estate. And where are the best deals? The store brands, the real value? They're hidden way down on the bottom shelf, forcing you to physically bend over and work to save money. They're literally putting a tax on your convenience. And believe me, it gets even darker. Just look at the cereal aisle. All the healthy, high-fiber, boring adult cereals are up high. But where are these sugary, brightly colored, cartoon mascot cereals? They're down low, exactly at the eye level of a small child sitting in the shopping cart. They even designed the cartoon character's eyes to be looking down, to make direct eye contact with your kid. It is a ruthless, calculated strategy designed to spark a conflict between you and your child, to use pester power as a weapon against your wallet. Your brain isn't a calculator, it's a comparison machine. It has a really hard time knowing the absolute value of something. And they exploit this with something called decoy pricing. They'll put an $80 blender right next to a $150 blender. Now, nobody's meant to buy the $150 one. That's the decoy. Its only job is to suddenly make the $80 blender look like a fantastic bargain. And just like that, you've been tricked into spending double what you originally planned. Okay, you've made it. You survived the aisles. You're heading for the exit. But you're not safe yet. You have to pass through one final kill zone, the checkout line. Think about it. You've just spent the last 30 minutes making dozens of tiny decisions. Your brain's willpower is literally depleted. It's a known phenomenon called decision fatigue. and they know it. That's why the checkout is lined with candy, soda, magazines, all cheap, high-impulse items that your exhausted brain sees as a little reward. It's their last desperate shot at your wallet. And if you think this is all just some clever theory, you're wrong. It's science. They use eye tracking technology on test shoppers to map exactly where your eyes go, and the data is undeniable. As you can see here, just moving a product from the bottom shelf to eye level can increase its sales by nearly 78%. No new ads, no price cut, nothing. Just pure psychological positioning. The scary truth is, most of the time, you aren't choosing. You're being led. So, you now understand the terrain. You know the enemy's tactics. Now it's time to arm you with the counter maneuvers. This is your survival protocol. Pay attention, because this is how you fight back and take control. Step 1, the inviolable list. Never, ever enter the combat zone without a written mission plan. This list is not a suggestion, it's an order. No deviations. Step 2, sensory isolation. Put in headphones. Drown out their manipulative slow jam music with your own high-energy playlist. Take back control of your own pace. Step 3, create friction. If you're only getting a few things, grab a hand basket, not a cart. The physical weight will remind you that you're spending money. Even better, use cash. Swiping a card is painless. Handing over real money forces your brain to acknowledge the cost. Step 4, the mathematical scan. Train your eyes to ignore the big, flashy sale price. Look for the tiny print, the unit price. That's the real data. That's how you find the actual best deal. So now you have a choice to make. Every time you go to the store, are you going to be the programmed consumer? The person who wanders the aisles in a daze, guided by impulse, constantly bleeding money and not knowing why? Or are you going to become the tactical operative? The person who enters with a plan, neutralizes their psychological tricks, extracts only what they need, and exits on mission, on budget. Look, this entire system is designed to make you feel passive and powerless. But now you know the game, now you can see the strings, and applying this kind of discipline isn't just about saving $20 on groceries. It's about taking back authority over your own mind. It's about self-mastery. So remember this the next time you shop. The marketplace is a battlefield. Know their tactics, protect your resources, and dominate your mind before they do it for you.